Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Youth on the Wheels. We are Noah and Hawa, your hosts, and we appreciate you joining the conversation.
While you enjoy this podcast, think about subscribing, because we've noticed that 80% of you just view and leave without subscribing. Our promise to you is we shall keep bringing insightful guests and engaging conversations.
Today we are discussing diet and lifestyle. The guest we are hosting on our episode of Diet and Lifestyle is a renowned dietitian and nutritionist. She has 8 years of experience in nutrition management of non-communicable diseases, that is diabetes, hypertension, obesity, and cancer. She is also a runner, a marathoner, and a mountaineer. She likes hiking. She has done Mountain Rwenzori. She has done Mountain Kilimanjaro. She's called Regina Nantega, aka Regis. She is the founder of Impact Nutrition Limited, and she is also the founder of Lia app. It is an application. It is on you can get it on your gadgets, on App Store and the Play Store, where she helps masses and masses live healthy lifestyles. I know some of us, these are things that we do not pay attention to, because of course when we die, we don't need the liver to function. But now that we have Regina in the house, Regina, my first question to you is what was your aha moment to take the path that you took to be a dietitian or a nutrition expert, and what was what were the nutrition myths you had at the time you were starting when you were younger, and you're like, you know what, this is the path I'm taking?
For me, starting the nutrition course that led into me being a dietitian came from a motivation to be in healthcare, but I also loved food. So I discovered you can be a healthcare worker who loves food, and nutrition becomes the profession. So I think it came from a point of the love of food and nutrition as a subject, and then the love for healthcare. But going into the course, some of the myths I had were that people had to eat healthy because they're sick. So I saw myself as a healthcare worker for those who are sick. Like so-and-so is sick, someone to help them have a healthy diet so that they can get better. And over the years, I have learned that it's actually not the case. Each of us, all of us, should eat healthy with or without disease. The difference is the person with disease is doing it to improve their disease condition, while for us, we're doing it to prevent the disease or reduce the risk of that disease thereof.
What's your ultimate no-regret cheat meal? Something you eat and you know you're not supposed to be eating, but you eat it and you're like, I have to let me just do it.
My dietitian brain definitely goes to what most people's cheat meals are, which is like junk food, like really heavy, like ice cream, pizza, lots of that. Interestingly, I don't have any of those, like extreme junk. For me, the food I really, really love, and I think that I have eaten recently, is gonja, plantain. Steamed or boiled or fried, I love gonja. And definitely, while it's on typical fast food, typical junk food, eaten in excess, anything, banana, plantain can give you a running stomach in excess. And so I get the punishment really hours later. And beyond that, if I was, say, on a weight loss journey and you're binge eating something, carbohydrates, then it's a problem. So I don't have like a real thing of, oh my God, it's extreme because I'm not on a weight loss journey. I'm also very active. So that also brings me to the concept that binge or excessive varies with individuals. But yes, it's gonja. I really, really love gonja. I love gonja. Like, I love
This
gonja.
love has been like
I really love gonja. Like misters out there, buy me gonja.
It would get you hooked.
Gonja is a problem.
So let's start with, let's give our listeners a small gift. If you were to, as we start this podcast, if there is one health hack, like a simple health hack you would give the listeners today or share with them to wake up with more energy tomorrow, or to just have like the right energy, the right diet, the right health? Just a simple one. What would it be?
A simple hack would be, can I make them two?
Yeah, make the health hacks too.
So one is diet and one is exercise related. All youth out there, young, old, or you're getting out of the youth, please start your day with something that makes you sweat. Like, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's push-ups to the point where you start to break a sweat, like not dripping sweat, like just start to break a sweat. Get your heart rate up a little bit. And it doesn't take a lot of time. Yesterday morning, I was doing just squats, like normal bodies, free squats. I'm not asking you to have weights, just squat, like 12, 1, 2, 3, 12 times. Rest for half a minute, do another set of 12. It will take you less than 5 minutes. And you will literally, it's like your body wakes up. Like, for me, that's it. Like, why are you starting your day without that boost of, like, please do it. I know for some of you, it's coffee. If you can, try the exercise. Then on the nutrition side, one simple hack is the healthy plate. You know that primary for science we studied of the balanced diet?
We were dozing.
Yeah? Now let me remind you, the balanced diet is a diet that has 3 food groups: a grow food, and an energy food. Something balanced. Like, if you want to forget anything about nutrition, just balance your plate. Like, make sure there's an energy food, that's the food, the sauce, then a vegetable. Why are you eating just one food group? Like most of us do, like you
take
feel
my porridge and eat cassava.
Yes, like why do you do that? Like cassava with porridge with the rice balls, like porridge with chindas, like that's the same thing. Like just simply balancing your food and making sure anytime you're eating, you're not eating one group of food.
Carbs pro max,
like you're going to war or something. Don't overload energy. For me, that's it. It sounds like not a tip because it's in a way 3 tips in one, but it can save your life.
So personally, I think I have this too much love for meat, and when my meals on a daily usually have like meat, and I don't know if I should keep doing that, but my question now is, how can I, because like how I said, some of us forgot that science we studied. How can I know that these are carbohydrates, or do I have to just Google? Like, how do I balance the carbohydrates with, let's say, proteins?
With the meats that you love a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, like, because some people think, for example, beans and meat, do they fall in the same like group?
Yes, they do.
They do, right?
Yeah.
So someone will eat meat today, like at lunch, then eat beans at supper, and it's literally the same thing, right? So my question to you is, how can a young person out there or a youth be able to tell that these are not in the same food group?
The easiest way to tell is the fact that you typically have the food, like the food of the energy food is the food. Yeah. In central Uganda, they say emere, the food. It's the food. It's a solid part of the meal. And typically the protein is the sauce. So food plus sauce. Like, get your potatoes, put meat on the side. Get your potatoes, put beans on the side. So you could keep swapping what kind of sauce you have, because most sauces are protein in nature. Then there's the sauces that are not like sauce, but they're vegetables. So the third group becomes the vegetables. So food, like what we call food, typical central Uganda mele, I don't know how they call it in the north, but the food, the solid part is a carbohydrate. So always have a side of it on a sauce. Now, to the youth listening, if they're typically eating like street food, what this looks like is, if you're getting a plate of chips alone, plain chips, that's only energy. So you're loading just one food group. You need to have that plate, or make it into thirds. Add less liver or beef. I don't know if people eat chips and beans. So let's stick to chicken.
No.
I don't know. No, guys.
So let's say chips, chicken. And then we could have tomatoes on the side. If we are speaking ghetto youth, but it's not only ghetto youth that eats Chikomando, these days everyone does. You are speaking chapati is your carbohydrate. Then the beans are your protein. So you see the food source ratio coming in. Then the third food group, you put some avocado. And that will even help you. Like, why are you eating chapati and beans alone? You'll be constipated. So you actually have a benefit coming out of everything you do. It's not even just the science alone. It's beneficial to your body and you feel the effects. If we are speaking breakfast options that youth would typically run to, people will be taking porridge, for example, porridge and chindazi, but that's a wrong combination because the porridge is a carbohydrate, energy. The chindazi is also a carbohydrate. So you want to say porridge and an egg. You add the protein.
But then when it goes inside there, does
it no?
A problem?
When you do porridge and egg?
Yeah.
Define
How
the
have
problem.
you eaten?
I have, and I was okay.
You're okay? Okay.
So tell us.
Tell us what happens.
Now I'll let the viewers comment what they
What
think.
happens when you eat porridge? Eggs, eh?
Eggs. Okay, personally, I've always had like a stomach thing. I actually got operated. I had appendicitis, and that alone like affected the way I eat and what happens when I eat what I eat.
So was the appendix removed or you still have it?
It was removed.
It was removed.
Yeah, and when I was there, my mom kept on saying, "Obzibolya nyo mchere." Does that even? Now I'm asking you. Does that even impact, or did it even like contribute to my appendicitis back then?
Well, it could be so many things, but if you're speaking of rice in particular, maybe there were more stones in the rice, but then your mother would think we are judging her who was serving the rice with stones. Dear mother. We are not judging. Well. We are just saying that maybe, preparation. Yes, yeah. So the rice could have some stones and that, yes. That
could you talk a little bit more on the
yeah.
preparation part? Because for most of us young people, the food we eat is, like you said, roadside.
Yeah.
How does it matter? Does it and if so, how can we improve the way we prepare our food?
So basically, the food that we eat is not supposed to harm us in the sense of the food roadside. If I'm drawing to the aspect of your appendicitis, but if your caterer for the food is providing a meal that is typically, say, let me say it like this, if the meal is roadside and maybe some dust goes into, then you have a higher accumulation of unwanted parts of the food in your body. So then the stones, dust, they seem like they're really, really small, because you know chapatis on the road have dust. Some people even say it improves the taste. So those small particles, the body sorts them out and puts them at that part of the body. So and over the years, ideally, that appendix is supposed to hold enough for a lifetime. So if yours fills up a little more, or if it has more stuff, then it's more likely to have an inflammation, titis. Most of the medical diagnoses that have titis at the end is an inflammation. So inflammation then now of the appendix. So that means there's a higher likelihood of you having that issue if the food that you have been exposed to has any of those small particles. It may not be so big for you. Like, it's not like as if you swallowed a stone, but small over the years, maybe you made enough to accumulate in the appendix. And it's not just you. I mean, people have had that condition and had it removed. The reason they remove it is because if it bursts well inside your body, then it could cause harm to other organs and expose us to infection, so it's better to remove it. But just also picking up from your same conversation about stomach issues, if people are eating food as youth in the easiest preparation possible, which is, street food, or going home and not washing it enough, you will definitely have a higher likelihood of getting conditions like ulcers. And in particular, I want to draw attention to the ulcers, which is caused by a bacteria. An ulcer is a wound. So there is a bacteria that you can get from food that you haven't washed well, because you're watching TikTok, you're watching Youth on the Wheels podcast, or you don't wash it well. Yeah, like, please wash us, but wash your tomato well as you wash us, as you watch this. Now, you will, for example, vegetables. I'm encouraging you to eat vegetables, but if you don't wash them well, you don't know where they were, you don't know how they were transported. You could have some bacteria that stays on those vegetables or any other food. And if you're taking this food with those bacteria, particularly H. pylori, then you're going to have that bacteria a part of your intestines. And when it is in your gut, it eats up, it causes ulcerations, like wounds on your gut. That's why even before picturing within your gut to see if there's a wound, when they find that you have H. pylori, they tell you have ulcers. Why? Because the bacteria's activity in the body is the kind that causes ulcerations. And that's one of the common issues youth have, not just those actually after school, even in secondary schools, there's a lot of H. pylori bacteria infections. Now, it's treated, everything, but if you go ahead and still have the same food habits of not cleaning your food well, then
so when you speak
you
of cleaning food well, I know that so many vegetables are preserved, and there is a white substance put on vegetables like tomatoes, eggplants, like normal vegetables, green pepper.
When you get them from the market.
When you get them from the market. And I'm just asking because this has just emerged from me as you talk about cleanliness. How are we supposed to clean food, at least to the best of our ability? Like, how do I wash this vegetable? Because now green pepper, if it has been preserved, or the tomatoes that I'm supposed to put on the side plate, have these white things, or that whatever preservation things they use, and already the transportation and everything you've talked about. So before I put it on my plate, how do you advise me to wash it? Do I wash with a dishwasher? Like with no soap?
Scrub the hell out of it.
Yeah, do I soak it in warm water? Like, honestly, I'm like, how do we avoid like this, reduce the
residues? So there is bacteria, then there's pesticide residues.
Yes, please.
Something can be pesticide residue free but have bacteria. Because the bacteria is like dirt. It could even have been clean, but then the cook leaves the bathroom, and because you're shouting, some of you over shout, hey, you haven't yet cut the vegetables, they told me to eat vegetables, the dietitian. And then this girl runs out of the toilet, she doesn't wash her hands well, and then touches your vegetables. Man, this is possible.
Yeah, it is very possible.
Sometimes it's even your own self. You're the same person, because you're even more likely to not care because you're cooking for yourself. So that person then brings on bacteria that could have been washed off, and brings into your food, maybe E. coli, and that creates harm. Definitely, for that you get food poisoning. That exposure, by being on Earth, we are exposed to bacteria.
Yeah.
Because these guys are part of life. They also are surviving.
These guys.
The bacteria, they are part of us. Like, they are part of like how you see plants, and you know there are so many plants, there are so many animals, there are also so many bacteria versions on Earth. So by default, we are exposed. What we can do to reduce the bacteria is wash off whatever we can. And then, of course, for the vegetables that we eat raw, you can also treat with vinegar, so the acidity tends to have a small reduction in some bacteria. However, there are some that are not affected by vinegar. They're like, vinegar, what? I'm still alive. Nothing happens. So washing becomes the best thing. Washing and keeping in a safe place. Now, you may not be able to wash with soap because it's not palatable. I mean, washing your green pepper with soap. But you can wash thoroughly with plain water. And there are some disinfecting liquids that are used, for example, for the caterers that do large-scale production of food, like in hotels. I don't remember the exact name of the solution, but there are solutions that they use and further disinfect the vegetables, but in a way that is safe for human consumption. So for them, they use, beyond just water, they also put some disinfecting solutions that are palatable. If you're familiar with children who are using bottle feeds, mothers sometimes buy a solution, I think Milton's, and mix it in the bottles as they rinse them. So similar, there are some other solutions you can use for actual vegetables. But without even going there, before you buy those solutions, some of you are just struggling with not washing things well. Because you can't be buying a disinfecting solution when you even have soil on your tomato. the bare minimum of wash well. And there's evidence that people who wash well actually do a large percentage of the prevention. Then definitely for foods that are very high risk for food poisoning and bacterial infection, things like fish, chicken, egg, where we know that naturally, because they are animals as well, bacteria love to be in those spaces. Heat them well. Even if you're buying street food, make sure the guy roasts the chicken until the blood is not visible. For countries where things are a bit standardized, they even make sure the temperature inside the chicken is at a certain point, because at that temperature we know it is killed. But if you're buying the standard thing, you can see is typically if the temperature of the chicken went so high, you will not see any blood-like substance near the bone, because the temperature went that high, heated up everything. So you typically be safe. And for bacteria, really, in chicken, egg, it's about heat treating. Heat the food. Some of you see these things, eggs online, you up egg, what's that, the upside down where you cook an egg yolk is not well cooked?
Scrambled, scotched egg.
I think it's a sunshine up. It's a fried egg actually. You just pour it, egg yolk is not. You try these things where your food systems they have not controlled for bacteria in the eggs on market. Please eat your eggs and cook your eggs, because eggs have salmonella and you have to heat them. In those countries, people eat like that because there's a lot of control systems that are put on their farms to ensure production. Here, there's really not so much. I am also going to take a small 30 seconds to just dive into the pesticides. Now, when you wash this, we are done with the bacteria. Now the pesticides residues. You can wash off the residues, a large percentage on top, but what scientific studies show, and I think one of them was done by a person in Makere, they were saying that the residues are not just on top. There is residues even within the vegetable itself. So for me, this is one of the few things where I say government etuyambe because
it's not in your control.
It's not in your control. Like you scrub the hell out of that bilinganya. You'll even use your changwe. For those of you who don't know Luganda, that's a sponge. You will have a special sponge for your vegetables. You scrub the hell out of them, but you cannot remove the residues that are already inside. You reduce a percentage, but not the ones that are inside. So it's important for us to realize that it would be nice for us to have the farming systems controlled in such a way that farmers are educated on how to use these pesticides. They're not necessarily bad because they reduce damage to the vegetables, which makes sure that we have a good supply at an affordable price. But the farmers need to be taught how to use them. When do you spray? How many days before you take to the market? People will spray when the buyers come because they have this misconception that when you spray immediately and take to the market, it helps to reduce the spoilage at the market. But that's a pesticide, not a preservative. Its job is to reduce pests, but they want to reduce pests, even the ones that are going to the market. So you find all the things are white, and then the market vendors also have this perception that the ones that have the residue more will stay longer. So I think it's the agriculture ministry that should really spearhead that and educate these farmers, because by the time they allow a pesticide to be used, ideally, they confirm that when this pesticide is used in the right way, it does not harm. The issue is people who, in my view, the issue is the people who spray just before we buy. To drive this point home, I'll also use the example. I'm going way longer, but to drive this point home, I'll use the example of antibiotics that are used in chicken. You will find someone has a chicken farm. Now everyone wants to have a side hustle, so they have a chicken farm. They probably have no biologist or someone who understands how to take care of chicken, but they know that you feed them, you do this, then you give them drugs. Now you find someone has given chicken a drug, an antibiotic, for example, because there are antibiotics that fight chicken infections because they have their diseases, like there we have ours. Now this person gives this chicken that drug. Then Hawa comes, it's ED, I want 10 chicken. This farmer will not have the confidence to say, I've just vaccinated or I've just given antibiotics. I cannot sell because she wants money, which is malicious. By the way, you're dangerous. You should be arrested. Very malicious behavior. She will sell Hawa the 10 chicken that have just been vaccinated maybe that morning. Now, what the science shows is that if I'm definitely consuming something that has consumed an antibiotic that morning, it hasn't yet gone through its system to be out. It means it's still there. So I also take a portion of that. That was supposed to be, they should be arrested actually, ideally. That's why I say government ATM, because that's a food systems control. Like, I can't be surveilling all the chicken farms.
True.
But the government can put into place systems that do surveillance, like randomly sample. If they find that your product has antibiotics, that means you did not use them the right way. And these things are known. There are standards to them. Even the vets who sell them tell them, don't use this if you're going to sell. Like, it's known, but they just don't do it. So that way, we have exposure to antibiotics, we have exposure to pesticides that we would not have to have had exposure if people just did the right thing.
So now, Regina, I mean, of course, I want us to transition to now the things that are in our control, but right where you're at, how do we draw the line between being paranoid? Because now I'm thinking we have to wash, we have to do this, we have to do this.
You have to buy chamber for the green pepper.
We have to buy chamber for the green pepper, but then there is that residue or anything like those things that are now beyond us, beyond our capacity. So there is also that I don't know if it's a myth or a misconception where if you're too careful, like, you know, you've heard that thing of the people that are very careful are the ones that are always in hospital falling sick. Yeah. So how do we strike the balance between us being conscious of our diet and nutrition and lifestyle, and even, like, you know, the whole food preparation system and all, and the one of us not being too paranoid to, like, you know, live with the circumstances we are placed in?
Yeah, true. I totally agree. There are people who are so obsessed with the quality of their food, it becomes annoying and paranoid. And I think they end up not having a good quality of life. I try so much in my practice to make sure that, for example, the clients I work on are not on that extreme. Why? Because it's not beneficial at all for you to obsessively worry about everything. It's not. And here is what we can do. Tell yourself you have control over a certain portion of stuff. For example, you have control over where you buy your vegetables. You can choose to say, I buy vegetables from Nakawa because I notice the people who bring them on Monday, and I buy on Monday. Before Monday, they haven't sprayed anything additional. Maybe you choose that, but you cannot control the amount of residues that are in that say green pepper. You could decide and say, let me have my own green pepper farm, but I also going to farm the tomatoes and also the green. Like, there's so little you can grow in your own backyard garden or in a pot. So that means that we have to rely on the vegetable supply from the market. Now, it's important for us to realize that you have to eat your vegetables. Every meal you have, there has to be a vegetable portion. Without a vegetable portion at your meal, you'll be constipated. You'll have higher likelihoods of getting certain types of cancers. There is evidence that people who eat more vegetables have a lower risk of colon-related cancers. There is evidence, yes, every day, that people who eat vegetables are less constipated. Ugandans are constipated because they eat. I have to say this. Ugandans, you are constipated, and your children too. It's very, very bad. Because vegetables are literally used as a garnish. Like, someone eats like a small tablespoon. Even at the restaurants, they will serve you vegetables. The very top, but people still leave them. So it means we have a vegetable consumption gap, and we need to eat our vegetables. Now, if you are aware of the fact that you need to eat your vegetables, but concerned about the pesticide residues, you have to remember that the benefit of eating your vegetables every day are so big. Let's give them a 100%, for example, and then the risk of taking in a pesticide residue maybe reduces that 100% to 80 or 90. So I would still keep my 80. Go to the market, buy those vegetables, and eat them. We hope the systems will be better in such a way that I'm sure every single vegetable I have has no residues that are harmful. But you can't give away the 80 benefit because you're fearing the 20. You get my point. It becomes not practical in my view. So I'm not saying people shouldn't be concerned about the residues, but again, don't over-obsess that you fail to eat your vegetable portion and miss out on so many benefits because you're scared of vegetables. I'll give the example of chicken. People will say, this chicken, it is reared and it grows in weeks. But you see,
You know that Ugandan population very well.
I don't like to eat it. I only eat local chicken. Local chicken is a higher price. So then you go a whole week without eating any animal protein, yet you're not allergic to it. So what happens is typical people who eat plant-based, most of the time do not meet their protein requirements. So if you're a man, let's say who gyms and you're not meeting your protein requirements, you definitely don't build muscle mass the way you want to. But even us lay people, we need our protein. Just even, it's good for your skin. So that means you go a whole year without it meeting your protein requirements because you're avoiding everything. You claim the chicken is reared in 3 weeks. You claim the fish is farmed, not like. You claim the eggs. You claim the eggs are from the broilers, not the local chicken. So you're avoiding almost all the protein-rich foods. You have some point, but you're missing out on a larger benefit than the point you're making. Because at the end of the day, these are still high-protein foods. And you can only control so much. So for me, I would say, please eat your protein, eat your vegetables. Let's wait for the systems to get better. And I think every generation has its risks. I imagine the people who lived before us, they had more bacterial infections, more cholera, more what? When did you last have a cholera epidemic? Because of the dirt. For us, we also have our problems.
Constipation being one of them.
Yes. So I think let us not worry so much. There's also people who worry in a way that is, they seem informed, but they're actually not. Yeah. I'll give an example. How? You find someone saying they don't eat wheat. Apparently they're allergic to gluten. Gluten. Now guys, the people who are gluten sensitive, most of them, like, if they're allergic to gluten, like even just a pinch of a chapati, they will have problems. And if it's sensitivity, sometimes it's even diagnosed. Like there's a disease where people cannot break down that protein, gluten, it causes celiac disease. But most of you are just tying on the condition.
It sounds cool, girl.
Sounds cool. So you find someone blaming their excess weight, blaming their acid reflux, ulcer-like symptoms on gluten. It's the gluten. My friend, are you sure you're actually insensitive to gluten?
Aliye chapati emirembe.
Yes, eat your chapati in moderation, in peace. Moderation is key. So extremism is not necessary. You find someone, when I say it's excessive fear without information. You find someone saying, for me, fruits are bad. Fruits also have sugar. You're saying fruits are bad, they have sugar, but you just drank 2 flasks of porridge. Also a source of sugar. Like, choose a struggle. Like, if you're saying sugar, excessive sugar is bad, eat your fruits, but moderate the other sources of sugar. Like, do not jump onto bandwagons because you said, so-and-so said this. I have seen people do extreme things like, I only take water up to a certain time, then after that I eat. And we see some people in hospital from drinking so much, when you take so much water without eating, because apparently you're fasting, you're not taking in salts, and you can actually have a problem of low sodium. So you come into hospital and your problem is, I was taking so much water without eating. So let's have informed extremism if you want to be an extremist. But honestly speaking, I've worked on hundreds of people. People have lost weight, people have achieved better health, and they are not extremists.
So just before we go for the break, I wanted to ask you, in your view, is intermittent fasting purely hype or it's legit?
Okay.
Because it's trending now.
Yeah.
Like, people are fasting because I don't know why. So is it purely hype?
The media, YouTube adverts.
TikTok and everything.
You know, it's a hype in a way that they want to blame everything on the fact that the person is not fasting. You've seen the YouTube ads. Are you trying to lose weight? Yes, I am. I'm doing this and this. How do you plan to lose weight if you don't know your fasting time? I'm like, it's not a thing. It's not such a thing that I have a special fasting time. It isn't. And as a matter of fact, from experience, what I've seen, and even the scientific literature confirms this, quality of the meal is superior to how long you fast. People are doing intermittent fasting and gaining weight. Someone fasts for 16 hours, sijui 14 hours, in that small 8-hour window.
They show the stomach.
They consume enough food for 2 days.
Yeah.
So in their minds, they think as long as I'm fasting for a certain period of time, in this eating window, I can eat everything I want. You find someone eating a whole plate of chips with a big 1 liter of soda or juice.
Pizza.
And then, pizza. You see, I fasted. My dear.
You have to reward yourself.
My dear.
Regina, I have to reward myself for the fasting.
We can't even use the spiritual fasting, for example. You know that people gain weight during that time.
Yeah, I know.
Because you're fasting 12 hours, and then in the 12-hour window you have, it's even at night, but people wake up and consume food in so large quantities.
And we wonder, I'm gaining weight, but I'm fasting.
Because you're eating quality of the meal.
Wow,
So-
that's it's very profound, the point you make.
They're intermittent fasting and taking shakes during the time they're eating. Some of these shakes you make apparently are weight loss shakes. For me, when I look at them as a dietitian, I'm like, yo, that's a weight gain shake. Avocado with yogurt, with a banana, with it.
I was going to ask you, what is your view on women that love making cocktail juices for their
I am
husbands?
juicing.
Let me tell you something.
Regina, I'm juicing.
Smoothies, cocktail juices, those two things, I use them a lot on my weight gain programs. They are magical things for weight gain because they help you combine so much in one drink. And also, it's easier for us to drink our calories than to eat them. See, I'll give her a plate of mangoes and she will take about 30 minutes or 20 to finish them. But I'll get those same mangoes and make a juice, and in 5 minutes she's done drinking that juice. So it's easy to load excess calories in drinking.
Holiday.
So this intermittent fasting thing, it's a good concept.
Yeah.
Because, why are you also eating all the time? Like, every time you're eating. So it's a good concept. Like, for some hours in the day, don't eat. But you don't have to over-stress it.
Like, use it wisely.
Yes.
Yeah.
For example, by default, if you eat dinner at 8 p.m. and eat breakfast at 8 a.m., you have fasted for 12 hours. You don't even need a fancy title for it.
Intermittent
You're
faster.
fasting. Some of you already were fasting. Now you're just adding a title. If I eat at 8 p.m. and I eat breakfast at 10 a.m., those are 14 hours. So I don't have to label it 14-8. I'm doing 14.
I didn't even know that. That's a thing. 14-8.
Yes, because 14 hours and 10, 14-10. Then if you end up eating at 12, that means you've done 16 hours of fasting, and then you're eating for 8 hours. So it becomes a 16-8. So it sounds fancy.
So, Regina, for you here, you even know your intermittent fasting hours,
No.
and you're there telling us you didn't know 14-8.
Yeah, you do them anyway. We did them in school. All
hear
through
you.
school.
I
We were
hear
eating
you.
at 6 a.m. for breakfast, and they were giving
And
us
our dinner was
dessert.
at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
By the way, till the next day.
Actually, breakfast was like at
Like
8.
6.
So we're doing 14-10.
Yeah, because you eat at 6 p.m. We were so healthy. You eat supper at 6 p.m. Then
We were doing 14-10.
We're going to go on a 14-10 break. We're going to go on a 14-10 break. And we'll be back after this 14-10.
Looking for high-quality audio production? Whether you're a podcaster, musician, or filmmaker, Malika Studios brings innovation, creativity, and originality to every project. From professional recording and mixing to top-tier sound design, we ensure clarity and impact in every sound. And now, we're expanding knowledge with Malika Audio School. Learn audio production, sound design, and music composition all online, anytime, anywhere. Quality, authenticity, excellence. That's Malika Studios. Let's create something original. Visit www.malikastudios.com or contact +256 756 150 993 to book your session today. Malika Studios, illuminating sound.
Yeah, welcome back from our short break. It's not a short break, it's
was
a 14-10. Yeah, welcome back from our 14-10
All the cool
break.
kids in boarding school are doing.
Yeah, exactly. And so now, where we left off, Regina, the thing of 1410, all these things that we've just discussed, I want to ask you to share with us, because this is the work you do. How do we inculcate these things or integrate these things into our lifestyle? What is that secret that, for example, the people you've worked on, maybe the clients, before they join the DIA program, or your program, and after? What is that one secret that they lose or gain that now they have like high energy and focus, their weight is where they want it, and this lifestyle or system is now not hard for them? You know that thing of like, you girl, can you imagine? I want to lose weight. I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm not. And then I know what I'm not supposed to be eating, but I am eating. So how do we
so
just
basically,
integrate
how
that
are
lifestyle?
you getting committed and consistent
Yeah.
to?
That's a very challenging thing to do with anything. Let's stretch it out before you think of diet. Think of saving. You all know you have to save. Are you saving?
Yeah, we are.
That's a surprise. Not because I want to attack you, but because most people struggle.
Yeah.
A surprise, and you are, if we say top 10%, you're on top 10%. And then 90% of people
Let
will
her
struggle.
not lie to you. We are just joining that top 10.
Amia, I joined. Yes, he's still coming, but me.
Okay.
You can know what? How?
So you guys are saving. So let's take it. You're saving. That means you've built a habit. But it took you years before you actually got to a point of, man, I really have to work on this and actually make it work. There could be triggers. I'm going to use savings and I'll draw it to diet. There could be triggers. For example, you will go through life, go through a situation where you really needed a backup cash flow, and you didn't have it. So that puts it in your heart and says, in your mind and says, wait, look here, at that time, if I had saved, I would have done better. Sometimes experiences help us to understand better that we need to commit to what we have said we will. Or sometimes, even wiser people do not wait for their own experiences. They see the experiences of others and say, man, that guy got broke later in life because he hadn't saved. Let me start earlier. Same thing with diet. It's a behavior. The people I've seen get the most results are the people who, one, have experienced a side effect from poor diet, or number two, the one who learned by seeing others. I'll start with the one who has experienced. Unfortunately, fear drives us. Someone will come to you. I have young people, even in their 20s or early 30s, who have said, look here, I have been overweight. I've been gaining weight. Almost every year I gain about 10 kilos. I've been told to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I want to look good, but I have failed. Even last year you told me what to do and I failed. But this year I walked into the doctor's office, did the blood pressure, it was high. And this is a true story actually. Someone went, checked their blood pressure, it was really, really high. And they were now at 128 kilos. And the knees were also starting to fail. Because, you're carrying a whole 40 kilos extra. 40 kilos, like 2 jerrycans of water. Every day walking around with them.
That image.
It's excessive.
It is. Especially the image you painted.
Yes, because it's like every day someone ties on you 20 here, 20 at the back, and tells you walk around the whole day because you had extra 40 kilos.
Wow.
It's heavy on your heart. You see, even at your lightweight, you climb stairs and you feel... Now,
You're panting
40
like
kilos.
Why are you saying at your lightweight?
It's like, I know, eh?
And then if you're short like me, it's worse. Like you're there with 130.
Yes,
Wow.
It's excessive. So your heart feels it. Your blood pressure shoots up. Your knees feel it. So at this point, his knees were failing. His blood pressure was high. Definitely, as a young person, if you're to get onto high blood pressure medicines for the rest of your 40, 50 years, that's an expense. So that experience draws this person because of the fear to, I have to change my weight. And the doctor was very clear, lose weight, the BP will drop, you will have less impact on your knees. And it's exactly what we did. We lost the first 20 kilos and we're working on losing another 20. And by the time the first 20 were off, the blood pressure was normalized. we now lose another 20, definitely the knees will also be in better health. Then the body image comes in. I'm a fit man, I look good. That body image comes in as well, especially for the men. Body image isn't usually a thing. For the ladies, I think they're driven a lot by body image. When they get to a healthy weight, they feel like, oh, I really, really love the way I look. I feel confident, so they're happy. Number 2 of the people whom I have seen learn most, and this is most of us, don't wait for the bad experiences, is the person listening to me now and has realized, oh wow, a very excessive weight can affect your blood pressure, learns from that experience and starts to commit to their healthy eating because they don't want to get to that point. And that can be all of us. That was me. Doing this work, I definitely wasn't eating as healthy in the first months or first weeks, but seeing patients get better health, control sugar levels, lose weight. Those of you who don't want to lose weight, just even being more energetic, being productive, just because they're eating healthy, I'm like, yo, I also have to eat healthy. So I actually started to adopt a healthy diet for myself because I saw what it did for others. Do I struggle? To answer your question on how do you get in the consistency, yes, I do struggle. But when you have had benefits of healthy eating before, when you've gone a week without being constipated, when you go a day or 2 with unhealthy eating and you're constipated, that you sit in that toilet and you're like, be like, no, this shouldn't be happening, because you know better. Knowing better, it's like being courage, and then you go back, you're like, man, I have to work back up and go back. So that experience, I think, draws me in easily. Like, I'll be off for 2 days and I feel the impact on my body, and I will go and buy those vegetables. I'll be off, for example, even exercise for a month, and I'll feel my stresses, like I'm very, very stressed. But when I run, I exercise, my stress levels are better moderated. So because I have experienced the better before, it's easy for me to get back into sync. But of course, I believe people need hand-holding. And I think that's the other thing we do and get people to have results for. We give them the knowledge, yes, but because we hold their hands, when you do a nutrition program with a dietitian or a sports coach, anything that has a coach, or a financial savings coach or something, this person is your accountability partner. So 1, I said experiences. 2, I said learned experiences. 3, I say accountability. Have an accountability partner. Yeah. If it's how my friend, she's my accountability partner, she's going to ask me, are you eating healthy? That's good. But sometimes, as a friend, she could fail. Because I start to say, leave me alone, even you're not eating healthy. But if it's an expert that you paid, your money hurts.
Yeah, it will push you.
It will push you to act. You've probably gone to driving school. Typically, people who pay for driving school learn faster than those who don't pay.
And they're more careful on the road.
Yes, because your money hurts you, so you actually pay attention. So for me, I would say to youth, it sounds fancy to say you have a personal coach, a personal dietitian. Invest that money. It can save you certain expenses in future. Because imagine if you invest here now, then you build a healthy routine, you're fit. Yes, people will be seeing the out where they're like, hey, Regis, you look good, you're within shape. For us, we are gaining weight. Behind the scenes, you're struggling, you're paying someone to coach you. But trust me, at age 40, at age 50, I am sure I will spend less on medical care.
Yeah. The investment will be worth it.
Yeah. Because, guys, if you've had a diabetic patient, these people spend, I think, about $150,000 a month on medication.
Yeah. And also the pressure to keep checking your glucose levels.
And some of them are doing like injectables, so they have to inject themselves.
So what you're
every day.
basically saying to our audience is that if they invest in a dietitian, for example, it's like buying an early bird ticket.
Yeah, it reduces your risk a lot. And especially if you know your parents are diabetic, you know your parents are hypertensive, we know that there's a family history issue. There is a more likelihood that you will have that condition if there's a history.
If your lifestyle doesn't.
Yes. And yet diet can reduce the risk. Yeah. So I think we can really invest. So it's investing in an accountability partner. If you fail yourself, first try on your own. Healthy plate. If you fail yourself, be honest. Like some of you started in January. New year, new me. Body goals. It is October. You
Our
said you're going to
dietitian.
lose weight. You said you're going to gain muscle mass. We are still seeing the same size. New year, new me. Next year, just still allow.
But old me, new year.
Old me, new year. But this time, let me hire support.
Yeah.
There's no shame in hiring support.
Yeah.
So, for just as we head towards the end, could you like give me like 3 examples, right, of vegetables that can help our Ugandans to help with the constipation situation? You say, yeah, chikulu nyo, I know chikulu.
3 vegetables that can help with constipation. I'll start with avocado, which is biologically a fruit, but let's take it as a vegetable for now because it's really a very good source of fiber. So how vegetables help with constipation is because they have fiber, and fiber helps to soften your stool and also give you bulk. So you have something to take out. Because in vegetables, the fiber, not all of it is digested. So there's that portion that's not digested. And because that portion is not digested, you have something to take out when you go for number 2. Now, avocado is one of the best sources of fiber. The next one that's affordable is cabbages. And you know, you don't have to say you have no time. You get a clean woman who's a market vendor, you tell her to cut for you cabbage. Because cabbage is wrapped, so it doesn't need washing and all. She can cut for you, you take home, you cook. So you don't even have to cut. There's spinach. Most people don't mind the taste of spinach. Then if you're the kind of person who likes the taste of nakati, that's also good. If you don't like the nakati greens version, I personally love biringanya. And I like it because it's easy to add to my other sauces. Like I can have chicken and throw in a number of biringanya, so it takes up the flavor of the chicken. So I would really say pick what you like, but avocado is a top priority for those who are looking at something to reduce the risk of constipation or to solve the issue. But then quantity matters too. Some people here are listening and are going to eat 1 slice of avocado.
And say, hey,
I ate avocado.
I've been eating my avocados.
Then Rolex with nyanya and
eater.
bisi.
After my 14
avocado
I eat.
eater.
Avocado eater. With just hashtag I eat my vegetables with like just 3 slices of tomatoes. No. You have to have a bowl full of these vegetables. If you're using a plate, it's typically half plate vegetables if you want to solve the constipation issue. And I tell you, within 2 days, that issue will be resolved. And by the way, youth, you don't have to go for colon cleans. Please allow me to pass this one.
Kaito.
Kaiseo.
You
Gena
people,
maso.
I even say this in Uganda, pass it. Kaiseo. Guys, why are you cleaning your colons? Apparently, you have dirty colons, you need to wipe them.
Bacteria, what?
Then there you go, you pay money, a lot of money,
They violate you.
and then they put, they violate you. They put literally, it's like doing enema, but fancy.
Yeah.
Then they show you that things are going out of a tube. That's your poop. They're not cleaning you. And you, guys, you cannot have stuck poop. People claim they have stuck things. No, you can't. If you had it, you wouldn't be seated here. Or am I even gas on you? No, what do you mean? Chipsukako, you can be, hey, you think I would be seated? I'd be like,
Banana. Yeah.
now what do you mean I have stuck poop?
Yeah.
How would you be having stuck poop and you're walking? People are lying to you. You don't have stuck stuff. You just need to eat your vegetables. You will be able to pass out something.
And these guys that are doing these things, okay, I'm not attacking anyone's business, but according to what I've been seeing on TikTok, they tell them that your stomach is big because you have stuck poop, so we need to take it out.
Guys, apparently you have 5 kilos of stuck poop. There is no way you can have 5 kilos and you 5 kilos. Guys, visualize 5 kilos of rice. Now convert it to number 2. And I'm seated here with it. And I am not twisting and smelling. Yeah. It's not possible. It's a lie. If you have excess weight, it's fat, not poop. It's fat because you took excess energy, your body converted into fat. Cleaning your colon will not take away excess fat. For that day, you will have a kilo or 2 off because you're dehydrated. Because they pass something in you and it takes out a number of things, you get dehydrated. So definitely when you stand on the weighing scale, you'll be lighter because you're dehydrated, not because you've lost fat.
So what's your opinion on fat freezing? And because women currently are looking at it as an option to weight loss. So what do you think about it?
I would first ask, is it working? And I don't think it is. It does not, I don't know how they do it, but I think the advert I have seen is they will freeze your fats. And so it doesn't make sense. It doesn't work.
So they freeze your fat like around the hip area, around the
stomach.
tummy, for you to gain
It's
weight.
the tummy, my friend.
Okay.
It's the tummy.
It's the tummy
area,
fat. So they go and freeze your fats.
Yeah.
And then what?
And then you look snatched, apparently. I don't know. I'm asking because I've had someone talk about it, and they're like, let me give birth to my kids, and once I'm done, I'll go and the fat freeze. Like, they remove the fat. And
Remove the fat, yes, liposuction. But that's a surgical procedure where they actually remove the fat.
so this person used fat freeze, and I didn't understand.
Yeah, I've had it, but the reason I'm struggling is I don't even know how to explain it in the sense that helps people realize it's a scam. So in summary, it's a scam. Freezing
You were
your
trying
fat.
to be polite.
I was trying to find a way to explain it. I tell them maybe it's a scam. Fat freezer scam. Liposuction is not a scam because they can actually take out fat from your body. But that's if you can afford. Because also you have to have money to do a proper liposuction.
That's true.
It's not a cheap surgery.
Shortcut to weight
Yes,
loss.
but still you have to eat healthy because they can suck the fat in January. And then you gain it back by December because of your habits.
Yeah.
So I have worked on people who have done liposuctions. I've worked on people who have done other surgical procedures to lose weight, but they still have to eat healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regina, I have gone on a number of marathons with you, and I just wanted you to share with us what inspired you to be consistent with, like, I know that exercise you kind of chose to be consistent with is running.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of like marathon runs, half marathon, 21 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and all those things. So what inspired you, or what has helped you stick to running? I think you've run for the past decade.
No.
I think I'm old. No, from 18, that's
How are you trying to like save the situation?
No, I'm not saying it. It's true. It's true.
It's true. I've been running for decades.
She's been running for a decade.
Okay.
And for me, even when you've been talking about the surgeries and all these things people do to like sticking to the habit, it ultimately shows us that if you don't work on that lifestyle, you're going to go back. Yeah. Like, I'll go for that surgery now. They will remove my love handles and my arms. But if I don't, get a system that works for me, like with commitment and consistency, then again, 2 years from now, I'm going to do that surgery again.
Another, yeah.
So it's not like the final solution. So, your journey to like that, that running and all the things you had to
running,
do
I was actually
behind the
reflecting on the running recently, and I thought, why do I stick to the running? Is because I sign up for events. So I noticed when I don't sign up for a marathon, like there's a marathon happening in Gulu in December, I signed up last month. The moment I signed up, I started picking up the training. When I don't have any sign-ups, I really do badly.
Oh, you slack?
Yes, I slack. So it's good to learn yourself. I've learned that, oh wow, I thought I had a habit, but then I realized, no, it's training for marathon. So the hack for me is sign up for as many marathons as possible and early. So it's like the commitment on the money. I said, like, I'm going to pay 50,000, 60,000 for a run, and I can't miss it because I already paid.
You already paid, yeah.
And it has a deadline too, because it's December. December cannot reach. I signed up for 42, and then I do 21. When I do 21, they won't give me my 42-kilometer medal because I've done less. But also, it's really signing up for events. Then, of course, I've also now started to pick up on the strength training, because the strength training also helps me to prepare better for the run. So get something that's sort of like a reward. I think in behavior change, it's called rewards. Allow yourself to get rewards, because there is a cost to everything and there are rewards. So sometimes the costs make us shy. The cost is at 5:50, my alarm goes off. And I'm supposed to start wearing my shoes so that at 5:10 or 5:20 I'm out. That's the cost. The other cost is I have to sleep at 10 so
to wake up
at 5. Those are the costs. So if the cost is higher than the reward, I will not do it. So my cost of waking up early, the reward is I get to run a marathon in Gulu or get a medal. For me, the reward is higher. So I think always have a reward streamlined in your mind. I've had a client tell me their reward is they need to get in shape, get back to their wedding day weight as a gift to their husband. Everyone is different. For some people, it's, man, I need to look good in a suit. I have a friend who says he has to wear a suit and it looks, snatched. It's like the muscles are holding the suit. Not the other way around of the suit looks like it's on a hanger. Yeah, I tend to be brutal. So for him, that's
you
it.
tend to be. You are brutal. But I like that you give it to us straight.
So for you, that's it. Like every time you wake up, guys, and you put the suit and it's hanging.
Remember,
You could think,
you could do better.
Bombastic side eye. Did you see that, Noah?
You could
Regina?
every time the suit hangs on you like a hanger, kuba press-ups kumi. You do like, at least that's muscle mass for the day.
Yeah.
And eat more protein.
Yes, and I think the other hack when I see, and eat more protein, the other hack is do small steps. Like I've had a lot of times in my run training where I've said, I'm going to fail at doing a 10-kilometer run, but I can do 10 minutes. Have you run 10 minutes on a hill? Even 5. It's good training. Just 5 minutes. You could watch 6 WhatsApp statuses in those minutes. Put down your phone. Say, now, today I'm not going to watch Howard's status. It's usually the same memes. Put your phone down. Leave Howard's memes alone. Run a hill for 5 minutes. So small steps.
I'll definitely try that and leave Nkera's memes.
Yeah.
Hi, Nkera.
There's enough time, actually. There's enough time.
Yeah.
I used to watch Instagram. I watch babies. You watch one baby, they send you another baby. Then you watch
With the kitten. Oh,
Yeah.
you're so cute.
Then you start liking cat videos, they send you like 10. Before you know it,
2 hours down.
it's 2 hours. There's time.
Wow. Thank you very much, Regina, for...
You deserve a round of applause.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
You have really shared insightful and knowledgeable facts today, and you have attacked us in the right way.
Which part hurt more? The soup.
The hunger.
Yeah, the hunger.
Yeah, but yeah, we're definitely, I think our viewers and ourselves are going to put in practice what you've shared. For the guys that are constipated, now you know what to do, you know what vegetables to eat. Yeah, how? Please, your parting shots as we go.
Thank you very much, Regina. I am very excited to have you on this podcast. Those of you that don't know more about Regina, she actually is a nutritionist and a dietitian, and she has an application called the LIA app. LIA is L-Y-A. It's a Luganda word that means eat. So it's an application. Google it. It's on Apple Store and it's on Play Store. Just Google it and download it and pay your fee because you have to invest. Remember, she has told us you have to invest and then get yourself a dietitian.
Get yourself an early bird ticket to a good health.
Yeah.
So I studied with Regina and I'm very humbled that she's on this podcast and she's really doing big with the nutrition and diet and lifestyle. So thank you very much, Regina. But as we go and say bye to our viewers, just give them 3 things that if they are to go when they've forgotten everything we said for the past 1 hour, let them remember those 3.
I'm going to say 1.
Oh, perfect. That's better.
That
even.
will make them rewatch the podcast. So they write notes and appreciate it.
Yeah.
Please love yourself. You have one body to live in. You can buy a new car. You can change girlfriends. You can change a wife. You can have many, but you can't have many bodies. You have just one for a lifetime. You could change a few parts, the eye, the hip, but you can't change all of it. So it's one body. Take care of it.
One body. Take care of it.
We keep the conversations
Flowing and the wheels turning. Until next time, share your comments in the comment section.
Yeah, and subscribe because we realize that 80% of you that watch this podcast do not subscribe. Please subscribe, and we promise that we'll always bring you knowledgeable and insightful guests like today. Ciao.